And Rob, you mentioned it. Aaron Rodgers, I predicted 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He goes out 255 yards on 22 of 27 passing, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 35-17 win over Detroit. Here's what I feel, Rob. Nothing that happened yesterday, certainly in the second half, surprised me. I was a little surprised in the first half. They're down 17-14 at half to Detroit.
But we did Detroit in that first half. Remember we said sometimes bad teams come out early, you know what I mean, and stick in the game, and then they fall back.
Absolutely.
We mentioned
they can hang for 2 quarters.
Yep.
But that's about it. We saw the same thing with Detroit with San Francisco. They looked pretty good for a little while.
And then they got blown out.
Right. So Rodgers was great. He took what they gave him in the first half. They went cover 2. They dared him to run the ball and stick to the short stuff, and he did. He was smart. And in the second half, he unloaded a couple great deep passes. One to Devontae
right on
Adams
the money.
My gosh.
Pinpoint.
You couldn't throw it any better. Yeah.
No.
And he was guarded well. He placed
in the perfect
exactly
spot
where it needed to be.
Right. There was nowhere else you could throw that ball for him to make that play.
Yep.
And that's one of those where you just look and you say, my God, how did he throw that damn?
It was a tremendous pass and reminded you that he's Aaron Rodgers. But he said after the game, right, he did not look. He went after the trolls. Here's what he said.
He said he's from Salam.
I just think people like to say a lot of and it's nice to come back in here after a game like that. Even more now than when I started playing. There's so many overreactions that happen on a week-to-week basis. So it's nice to come out and have a good performance and get the trolls off our back for at least a week.
That was directed at Ephraim Salam. He can respond coming up on the Odd Couple. He just didn't say his name.
Honestly, Rob, if you had to name one guy, I would name Jermichael Finley.
No, Jermichael Finley.
Who
definitely
would you name?
him. Bucky Brooks made a
really
big mistake. I saw Bucky Brooks.
He really did say, though, like Jermichael, again, Rob, and we talked about this last week, unless he was talking to Packers players, right? Unless he was talking to Packers coaches or executives or whatever, he went out there and said he doesn't see the same fire. He's not I don't see the same work ethic. How would he know? He's not playing in Green Bay anymore. And so that fits the description of Rodgers saying the BS.
Right.
Everybody else gave their opinion. They gave their view, but nobody went like, "Oh, he doesn't work hard anymore."
And he said, I can see it through the helmet. I can see you can see what? You're on your couch in your living room. What did you see? Because you know what? You need Windex on that on that 72-inch screen or whatever you're watching. And Aaron Rodgers, again, Chris, I called it a bad day at the office. I pointed out that he's had stinkers, clunkers every year the last 3 or 4 years where he has a bad game. He had a bad game last year in Tampa Bay, up 10-0, threw a couple of bad picks. They got steamrolled, and he still went out and won the MVP. Remember, he was behind. Russell Wilson was ahead of him. Dak Prescott was ahead of him. Chris, there were a couple other.
I wouldn't go with Dak, but
he had big numbers.
They were losing though. Remember, they were.
Yeah, they had big numbers. Like who else was? There was somebody else who was ahead of him.
I mean, Wilson was the front runner early.
And Mahomes was there. And Mahomes.
But yeah, he was.
Those two guys were ahead of him definitely early on, and he stormed back, and he had the chip on his shoulder. And I there's no reason for me to believe that Aaron Rodgers, hello, is this on? Are you recording this? Aaron Rodgers can win the MVP again.
Wow.
Yes, he can. I saw it with my own 2 eyes last night. It's not an overreaction. It's not prisoner of the moment. He carved up the Lions like they were Thanksgiving dinner. Yes. Did you see those flicks of the wrist? My goodness. The Lions didn't know what hit them in the second half. Aaron Rodgers for president. Aaron Rodgers for MVP. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers Messiah. At least for 1 more year. Yes! He can do it, Chris.
All right, here's what I'm going to say, Rob, to that. I don't even know that deserved a hand clap.
Yes,
Rob,
thank you.
You've had some great soliloquies. That wasn't one of them. Because I'm going to give Rob Parker the Rob Parker treatment. If a caller called up to the Odd Couple and said Aaron Rodgers can win the MVP, Rob Parker would say, no. This is the Odd Couple. We don't do that. We don't do can. Of course he can. And so can Pat Mahomes, and so can Matt Stafford, and so can Josh Allen, and so can Lamar Jackson, and so can about 10 other players. All right? I know you do not get away with that, Rob Parker. You know.
What?
You know that was feckless. It was feeble. It was puny. You said nothing. Rodgers can win. Yeah. Okay. Will he or won't he?
Aaron Rodgers, mark the spot. Are you ready?
Already said Lamar Jackson was your pick, so remember that.
I'm backing off of Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Even after he beat Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. The numbers and what he's doing time and time again are amazing. And I'm going to give you some numbers on where Aaron Rodgers of late has done. Aaron Rodgers with the 4 touchdown passes, Chris, his last 18 games, he's thrown 4 touchdowns 8 times, including 3 of the last 4 games. That's 44% of his last 18 regular season games where he's thrown 4 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, other than that little hiccup, is right back where he was last year when he was the MVP, going away. And he picked up right where he left off. Other than the one bad game, the hiccup, Aaron Rodgers, you hear me? Lamar, I love what you did against Kansas City. It was amazing. You're the best quarterback in the AFC. But Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the National Football League.
And say it. Say it with your chest.
My chest is out. You see my Jordan shirt I'm wearing?
Who's going to be the MVP this year?
Aaron freaking Rodgers.
All right. I almost hope. Now, my pick was Tom Brady. I almost hope, though, that Lamar Jackson wins it.
For me, changing my
pick. Right. Excuse me. All right, I'll give you credit for coming with that strong take. I don't agree. Now, like you said, it's so early, it doesn't matter who's in front of who. But right now, and I think you'd agree, Rob, I think Tom Brady's a front runner. You might not agree with that, but he's certainly ahead of Rodgers at this point. 4 touchdowns. He does it every week. He's done it 4 straight, his last 4 games. That's just a day at the office with Tom Brady. But Kyler Murray, who I think Vegas has is the favorite right now, he's also ahead of Rodgers. Pat Mahomes, I would say, is too. Derek Carr and Matt Stafford. And you can argue about Lamar and Derrick Henry. But it's so early, it doesn't really matter at this point. I don't think he'll win the MVP, Rob, but he certainly can, as you said at first. You let me trick you into going further. You should have stayed with can, because I do not think
I don't have to. He can win the MVP.
Yes, he can. There's no doubt he can.
And I think that he has something. This is one of those. Aaron Rodgers is at his best when he's with the FU kind of mentality. Ooh. And that's where he is now in his career, with FU to Green Bay, FU to all these former players and these guys who are got, their panties in the bunch. Finley and Bucky Brooks and all these other people keep taking shots at him every chance. And Ephraim Salam, who he called out without saying his name. That was for you, Ephraim. He was talking to you. Because last week you were like, I got to think that's the game. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers is. I think Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if he's committed to play. You still don't think he's committed? Ephraim Salam.
All right, I agree with you, Rob. I said on First Things First this morning exactly what you just said. Aaron Rodgers, look, he's consistently great. So it's not like his performance fluctuates, with the national narrative. Right. But I believe, Rob, he is at his best when he feels like he's got something to prove. Because that's been his life. Practically since he
the
put
day he
on
was
football
drafted,
pads.
and he was overlooked. Chris,
even
at the
before
draft.
that, he wasn't even recruited heavily out of high school. He had to go to a junior college for a year. Then he goes to Cal, which is no football power, and he drops in the draft, even though he was great at Cal. He falls in the draft to late first round. Then he has to sit on the bench for 3 years behind Brett Favre. And so he comes out, and in his third year as a starter, he wins a Super Bowl. And then last year, the Packers draft Jordan Love. He's upset. And, Rob, there were also some saying Rodgers wasn't the same because, remember, he had a couple of, for him, you would call not very good years with the injuries he struggled with.
But I'm glad
he
you
was
said
good, but he wasn't
him.
Great. Yeah, he wasn't
most
great.
Quarterbacks
he
would
was solid. Yeah. But he goes out last year with the negative narrative and wins the MVP. I think it's his best year, Rob, ever. Even with the 2011 year.
Right. Even that year just had a better quarterback rating, I think. Right.
But he had, I think, more touchdowns last year, fewer
last
picks.
Year was an unbelievable year, numbers.
And then, Rob, this summer, I think he won the offseason. There were some detractors. You and I didn't love what he did, but I think overall people felt, they sided with Rodgers. He told the Packers off. They gave him what he wanted, Randall Cobb. He can get out of there earlier if he wants as far as leaving Green Bay. So he got a lot of that. And then he tells Aaron Andrews on the air, our Fox Sports colleague, that he doesn't feel like he has anything left to prove. He was kind of like chill. That's not him. That's not when he's at his best. And he goes out and has a clunker. Now the chip is back on his shoulder, Rob. And while I disagree with you on the MVP, I do agree with you that is a good thing for the Green Bay Packers. So he could be in for another great year. There's no doubt about that. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be the MVP, as Rob Parker says?
Trey in Houston, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Trey?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? Long time.
Good. Good, brother. How are you?
Good, man. Doing great. It's hot, but I'm good.
All right. Hey. So what you got?
Man, he has the potential to win an MVP. Listen, man, I'm a Packers fan. I honestly don't think he's going to win it this year. He won it last year. So you know how the season is. It's always about what have you done for me lately. So things can change this season.
And look, Rob, they got a tough schedule. I don't know if you've peeped their schedule, Rob.
I know what their schedule is, but that's why you got to win the MVP.
49ers,
win those games.
Steelers,
if they go
coming
13-3 again, and then wind up winning 14 and 3, because 17 games.
Right.
So if they go 14-3, that means they will have won 13 of their last 16. You could build a case. They got some tough games, of course.
Listen to these out-of-division games. 49ers, Steelers, Cardinals, Chiefs, Seahawks, Ravens, Browns. They playing some monsters. Woo!
Hey, they'll be battle-tested when it comes time for the postseason. So, and if he puts up numbers against those teams, Chris, that'll help him. That's the part that helps as you go forward.
Rob,
you can make the case
look
about
this
the
up,
schedule.
Rob G. I wonder how many people have won it back-to-back years.
Well, Peyton Manning was the last one to do it.
Last one. That could work against him, too. Because there's going to be a lot of guys putting up numbers.
Yeah, but it's just about the numbers and winning, I think. Tim in Ontario, California. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Tim?
Odd Couple, what's up?
What up, brother?
What's up, man? Listen, Rob Parker, I love you, Rob. I don't want to rain on your parade every week. Exactly. I don't want to rain on it. But come on, man. Stop it. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, can we talk about postseason success? Or
no, we're not. That's not what the MVP award is. No, we're not
getting ready to go there yet.
No, Tim, we're not doing that.
It's just that standard. The standard of beating the Lions.
Tim, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Come on, man. Stick on the topic, okay? We love you.
I'm with you. I feel you. Me and you are like this. I'm with you. But
Peyton Manning won it back-to-back twice. So it doesn't matter.
I love Aaron Rodgers. I like the drama that Aaron Rodgers brings, but he beat the Lions last week. Now, if he beats San Francisco, the team that rocked him 2 years ago.
Stop.
We call it prisoner of the moment.
That whole nonsense, if that's the case, but nobody says that to Tom Brady who beat the Atlanta Falcons.
Tom Brady had 7
Tim.
rings.
Come on, Tim. Be consistent.
Tom Brady had 5 touchdowns.
Be consistent.
Rob.
All right.
Tom Brady had 5 touchdowns, not 4.
And Brett Favre won it 3 times in a row in the 90s. So don't give me this. It's going to work against him because he won last year.
He ain't going to have the best numbers.
John in Orlando. But you're talking about winning it again. That has nothing to do with it. It's about who has the best.
He won't have the best numbers.
No, but that's not you. But you
a lot of guys don't have numbers. There's other narratives. If Brady's numbers are as good, he got the narrative.
Yeah, we'll see. LeBron had the narrative too. He didn't win the MVP.
Yeah, but he didn't deserve it.
In Orlando, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What up, John?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you?
What up, my man?
Good. First thing, I like Aaron Rodgers. I like what he's done. Great career so far. But to win the MVP, you got to have a couple special things. You got to have passion, heart. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he don't have heart. He got heart for the game, but he don't have heart for Green Bay no more. He's going to have a good season. He's going to get his numbers. He's going to do something. But he ain't winning no MVP this year.
Well, that sounds like last week, though. And he might not have heart for Green Bay. I mean, only he knows that. Obviously, a lot of people, maybe even you, Rob, think he's out of there after this year. But I think what drives Aaron Rodgers, if it's not commitment to the Packers this year, I do think, Rob, it's that chip on his shoulder. What better way to stick it to the Packers? And again, I don't think he's going to win MVP. But what better way to stick it to the Packers?
Last year against the 49ers, you brought up the 49ers. 25 for 31, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That's what he did last year. So we'll see if he beats the 49ers again
You already
this year.
regret it. You already like, my
No, I'm not. I'm just giving you that. I'm not worried about that. You gotta. If you want to be great, you have to beat great teams. No, I'm not. I'm good with it.
You came off Lamar quick. You came off Lamar quicker than a Usain Bolt foot race.
I'm good.
All right.